son, a funny thing about regret is that it's better to regret something you have done than to regret something you haven't done. And by the way, if you see your mom this weekend, would you be sure and tell her, Satan, Satan, Satan!
Came out with a stand-up special called Relatable. But honestly, I think I'm more than marginally more relatable than a wealthy married cis white lesbian who condones transphobia, implicit racism, and U.S. imperialism. But hey, that's just... I know there are many people out there who discourage the phrase sexuality as a spectrum or the notion that everyone is pansexual. However, I know for a fact that even though I navigate spaces as a genderless human being, I am read as a woman 99.5% of the time. This implies that when people are attracted to me before they know me, they see me as a woman and would say that they're attracted to women. This in turn creates a flux of straight identifying men who enjoy fetishizing my vitamin D deficiency and asking if they can come on my face. If this occurs in the digital realm, they typically unmatch me or unblock me when they learn I'm trans, even though they have no idea what that means. They're obviously scared of being seen as gay or queer, aka a weak-ass bitch, which sometimes these submissive geeky twats are anyway, which stems from homophobia, blah, 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 blah. We all know this. Of course, liking someone trans does not have any impact on your orientation, and it is important that trans folks are respected and loved and wanted just as much, if not more, than our cis counterparts. But let's be clear, no matter who you are or how you identify, if you're into me in a romantic and or sexual way, you're gay as hell. I have this thing that I always like to bring up in conversation to break the ice with people I'm meeting for the first time on my theory of relief as the greatest form of satisfaction. The example I use is that if you don't have to go to the bathroom, you're chilling. But if you really, really have to go and can't find a bathroom for 30 to 60 more minutes and are dancing for your life and sweating like a white man at a Decolonize This Place rally, that moment of true relief as you're sitting, standing, or squatting over the toilet is like no other. You exhale, you breathe, maybe your exhale is audible, and if you have to shit, this relief is even greater. And when you're washing your hands, because you always wash your hands after you use the potty, you feel warm inside, like you just got consensually kissed by someone you're actually attracted to. I'm at this point in my life where I abhor dogma and the concept of religion, but I'm also empty inside and have nothing to look forward to except the peace of death and succumbing to the earth. But when I was raised in a Christian household, I was forced to wear Sunday clothes and always go to church. But when my family switched from the Baptist church everyone my family knew from Jamaica also went to and started attending the church that played Christian rock, I found myself inconsolable during worship songs and ready to commit myself to a monogamous relationship with Jesus Christ. This is when I still believed that Jesus was a white man, and this is important to note. Anyway, even as my family got more lax with attending church, many of my friends and the cute boys in school also went to this church, so it doubled as a meat market for youth ages 11 and up who were segregated by age during service. When I finally decided I would cut my wrist with a razor as opposed to the DIY self-harm I usually enacted, it only stung a little, but it wouldn't stop bleeding. I also still felt very depressed, unwanted, and hopeless. I looked in the mirror, dead ass, and in my head said, "At God, if you love me, why would you let this happen?" So God and Jesus and I all broke up. I occasionally called God a black lesbian or even a black trans femme deity, but did not worship her. There were 2 points in my life where I would wash my hands and shower compulsively. I did this because I felt really fucking filthy, especially getting off the bus after school. However, I bring these 2 points up because I have gone close to 2 consecutive weeks without showering and other 2 7-day periods, but it was when I was bathing compulsively that I continued to feel filthy in the most absurd way, and it made me more anxious and depressed that I could not wash it off. When I was in college, I was seeing another disappointing white therapist who said she was bi but still wasn't good at her job. And I told her perhaps it was a matter of spirituality, as I did not practice a religion or have faith in anything at the time. So I insisted I needed to cleanse my soul. To clarify, I was not experiencing mania or psychosis at the time, but was lost, hopeless, empty, and really fucking dirty. My therapist suggested the Unitarian Church because they believe in the gays and social justice. I said, thanks, good idea. I never went. 2.5 years later, I took shrooms during the first week of 20 milligrams of fluoxetine, aka affordable Prozac. 10 out of 10 would recommend mixing antidepressants and hallucinogens, and I was obviously feeling shamanic, like I was chosen by God. It was my mission to heal the world from southern colonialism, etc., etc. But the point is, I was drawn to Buddhism and recognized how much I concurred with these values of life sucks, you can't control anything but your reactions, so just stop giving a shit, and then you die. A year and a half later, I'm not having the dirty soul problem because I'm already had spiritual divinations and have been reassured that most people my age are Gnostic or atheists and it's cool or whatever. However, 1, I'm a Libra in 3 regards who craves community, and 2, I live in Westchester, and from the moment I bore Metro North to the moment I return home to feed my cat, 12 plus hours later, I'm harboring a lot of negative energy, resentment, frustration, etc. Granted, I know I am irritable often because I'm disabled. However, I believe in good vibes, and receiving or giving violence, anger, or aggression in any way triggers my flashbacks. So I'm trying to do more yoga and more Tai Chi and practice some Buddhism so I can chill the fuck out, you know? Buddhism is very low stakes, and it's basically, don't worry, happiness is an illusion, but not letting anything phase you is transcendent as shit.